And if they're going to have an impact, they have to have a little bit of organization. And usually they'll ask you know, if they're new at it, what do I need to do? Who should I see? Who should I talk to? And we kind of direct it. I will. I'll give them some insight. Insight I can offer after a few months in office. But I agree with Rena. What citizens bring to us are information that we don't necessarily always have access to. And whether it's email or phone calls or just meeting us, it's information, and that helps us keep in touch with the community that we're serving. It's easy to get the drift away from that. But ideas, information, and you got to build the relationships, and that's what I try to do with them. If they come up and they don't have a lot of experience, they won't contact this person, contact that person, get people to work with it. It's not easy. It's not easy stuff because it requires work to get stuff done. So information, stay in touch with folks in the neighborhood. Thanks.
I think being a citizen lobbyist is different for me than what it was 34 years ago when I went up to the legislature in 1978. This will be my 34th session. With having information and knowing the system, which again it takes time, we as people have to make a decision. Do we just want to focus on the bill, you know, and go up there this year and, you know, do some things? Or do you want to do like I do, which makes sacrifice, you know, your social life, you know, after so many years, you know, you get a car or whatever. What I think I bring is a watchdog kind of attitude. I see things sometimes that legislators, I'll give an example. There are many lobbyists that I know that will go to legislators and on privacy issues or open government issues or consumer issues or things that can affect your ability to find out what government is doing or can affect your rights. So then a lobbyist will go to the legislator and say, hey, would you like to do this bill? And the legislator, let's say there's a relationship there, maybe they're from the district or whatever, it'll be the chief author of the bill. The chief author is the person who carries the bill. So maybe it involves some of the issues that I have interest in. I'll go to the person and say, you know, I have an interest in this bill. Again, a citizen, lobbyist, but some people may know me, some people may not. And then this is it's a common thing. I don't know what's in it. I have an idea, but you know, Mr. Jim Jones lobbies that wrote it. I'm not saying it's all that. It's one of those common things. So when I see that, I sort of say, I just want to let you know that this bill has an impact on A, B, C from my perspective. It may close, it may not allow the public to be able to get access to materials. It may not, it may keep allow law enforcement to do things that could be contrary to the public interest or whatever it might be. So one of the things that I think I do is a watchdog, and literally, and again, some of these folks may know me, but the long-time folks who know me at the legislature, I'm a persistent pain in the ass. Because one of the things that is important is political process. People that are part of that political process, you know, that people are watching. People are, you know, I'll give you. See, I don't know if you've ever heard the term Luddite. Luddite is an old term. It referred to a group of people who hated the Industrial Revolution in England, and they broke all the machines and all that. And I was a Luddite until a year, some months ago, where someone gave me a computer. Now I do a blog on the political stuff that I see from Inform. One of the things that I saw was for 3 weeks, as a citizen now, the legislature over in that building over there were making policies about, for us, that have an impact on us in a closed block process, which never really happened, at least in the last 40 years, since at least when the open sunshine movement came to the state. So, in a way, I play as a watchdog, I play as a questioner that's independent, I play, and it's done respectfully and privately with legislators. I say, if you do that, it's going to have an impact. And I do it, and it's not a party thing for me. It's the issues I work on. I work from the conservative Republicans to the most liberal Democrats. On some issues with the liberal Democrats, I'm now working more closely with the libertarian Republicans because of other things. So I can only say for my own self, in general, citizens and citizens like yourselves, who can be used the broad term lobbyists to get involved, plays as a safeguard to make sure things are done above board, open, and accountable. It's not like in Washington, D.C., but, there's elements of aspects, just like there is with any process.
Yeah, maybe it's because I was teaching today. I've got like 5 steps. So here are the 5 steps you take down in your notes. You have to have an idea. Just a German idea. You don't have to have a bill written, but you have to have an idea. Then you have to determine who to talk to. And so this step I would call being informed. Know something about your idea, the issue that concerns you, and figure out who to talk to. And who you should talk to, one of 2 groups. One, the person or people who represent you. You're our constituent. I think all of us would probably say we always meet with a constituent. Or someone who is in the interest area. If you're higher ed, and you want to talk about higher ed issue, I'm on the higher ed committee. So make an appointment to see me for that. Also, know the person's views. How have I voted in the past on the issue that concerns you? Have I introduced a bill, either for or against the position you're taking? So know something coming in the room. Make an appointment, and you can always do that by email or by calling. And when you come in, some of the best advocates who come into the office have a balanced viewpoint. They know what they want. They know how they feel on an issue, but they also know what the problems are with their view. They know what the other side would say. And I know, especially for the paid lobbyists, professional lobbyists, I'll always ask, what will the other side say when they make an appointment to come to my office? So I get that both sides, the person who comes in the office. Have and ask. Have something you want of the person you're making in the meeting. Do you want me to introduce a bill? Do you want me to come speak with a group? Do you want me to research something or solve a problem and get back to you? So it's clear to me, what would you like me to do? Offer to help. But give me your contact information so I know that you're also interested, you're willing to do more work along with me to resolve the issue, to move the bill forward. And then follow up. We get a lot of requests, we get a lot of people, a lot of emails, a lot of phone calls. It's by no means inappropriate to email or call a week or 2 later and say, hey, how's it going on that issue that we talked about? I think it's a very helpful reminder. It's not rude, but you want to make sure that it stays on our front burner because you'll see that we're juggling so many issues at any one time. So that would be my advice for being effective. Be informed, be balanced, have an ask, offer to help, and then follow up.
Thank you. At this point, are there any questions from the audience? Does anyone out there have any questions that they want to ask the panelists?
I'll ask one.
There we go.
How responsive are you? I do.
I guess this is for the representatives and senator. How responsive are you to people that aren't in your district and they have issues?
It really depends what we're talking about. So there's some team that wants a stadium. You probably have heard of them. They play football. I'm getting emails from around the state from people who have views on whether the Vikings should get a stadium or not. If the person lives in my district, they get a response. They get a personal response from me. I write it myself. If the person lives in another district, I'm responding to my constituents first. And then I'm also responding on issues where it's an interest group. So if it's Metropolitan State Student Union or Student Association, and I'm working on a higher ed bill on student funding, which I am, then I'll respond because it's the issue I'm working on, so that makes a connection. So it really depends. You know, there was one issue involving utility rates, and I got over 500 emails from around the state. I can't possibly respond to each and every one of them. So if it's a constituent, absolutely. If it's an issue I'm working on with someone, absolutely. Beyond that point, I just go through and determine whether it's something I can respond to. Or sometimes, maybe it's Senator Chamberlain's constituents, so I'll refer them to the person who would probably be helpful. But everyone who should, I would say, the minimum is you should always get a response from your representative and senator. Always, without a doubt. If you don't, to me, that's wrong.
But see, there's some differences there, to go to your answer, because your representative may not be the author of the bill that you have been interested in. And so I view it as upon responsibility. If I come, whether email or whatever, and say, you know, your bill that wants to take away my right to get access to my medical records, you know, whatever. Tell me why you want to do this. Who was the author? Who brought the idea to you? How come, you know, now, a lot of legislators don't do that, but in terms of what we follow, sometimes you want to see all their memos. You want to see all their correspondence with the interest groups. Some have given it to me, some haven't. They're not under freedom of information laws, like the governor is, or like your city council, your county board, or whatever. I'll give you an example of it goes to your point. Chairman of a powerful committee. He's still there. It's been there since 20 plus years. There was an open meeting law issue. It was a bill that the Department of Administration was pushing. It was basically to put case law, which is not legislative law, it's not statutory law, but case law decided by courts. Our courts have decided that open meetings are so dang important for Minnesotans. Take a liberal attitude, not politically, but a liberal interpretation, broad interpretation, so that task forces, little subgroups of subgroup could meet, other than just the city council, you know what I mean, task forces that they do. Well, the Department of Administration came with a bill to put only specific kinds of court cases in, so that the public, which would be, the public could not argue for that broader interpretation. So I could go into the St. Paul police chiefs when they were selecting the new police chief of St. Paul. My interpretation of the law, broad case law, was I could go to them. The law that they were proposing, they would use some other codification. So I went to the chairman of the Senate, which, you know, the person from the state says this is the way it is, you know, you're wrong, blah, 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 and respectfully. I go over to the House, chairman of the committee. The lobbyist was good. They got the two chairmen of the appropriate committees. So I go up to the chair and say, well, who are you? He knows who I am. You don't represent no organization. You represent no group. You're just here by yourself. And you've always said you're just one person. I said, fine. That's okay. You know, on the Senate side, again, being there for a bit, you know who the players are, the power, whatever. One of the things is the majority leader. So I go to the majority leader and I say, his staff, not Senate. You know, this is a bill that if it becomes law, it's basically going to take away people's opportunity to know what their government is doing. hiding things, secrecy.